I'm waking up. It seems like nowadays
Where do y'all want to start? We could start with Dani, because Dani's relatively easy. Girl, that's not what Mask Guy Johnny said. He was pretty clear that just because you were in the hospital sick does not take away from the fact that you scammed people out of hundreds of dollars on a cancer premises. I appreciate y'all. Where does Mask Guy Johnny reside? In Villainville. Yeah, and I don't advise you do that. Okay? Just making that clear. I appreciate you guys. Psycho Bunny, I appreciate you. Because you were wrong. Alright? Two things could be true at the same time, babe. Alright? You could have been sick, but you also scammed people out of a shit ton of money. Right? So, yeah, I'd be careful before discussing him again. I really don't talk about you. I could. I have enough to talk about you, but I don't. So I would be more cautious with the way you try to attack people that you don't that are right. Let's be real here, okay? Precancerous cells, not cancer, okay? That's not cancer. So where exactly did those funds go to? You know, just a question that I'll throw out. I bet you won't talk about me like that, though. I bet you won't. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on, y'all, but when the comments, what up, Sophie? When the comments get pinned, I can't see comments, and if you know, I struggle. Right, it looks a little weird, the timing of it. It looks a little strange, but that's all he said, is that people shouldn't forget that you did that, because you did do that, you know. Also, hi Savannah, I'm glad you're here because you do come up today as well. I'm gonna move on to AK. Yeah, I'm gonna do that first. If by some chance I go down here, I will be on YouTube while I appeal and win. Thanks, Jessica. Hi, Shaw. I'm sorry. Also, if you got an email stating that you won the Smile giveaway, please get me a screenshot of it. I did not email anybody on purpose. I did that on purpose. And I did speak to the winner. I'm actually going to talk to her later on today, and we're going to start with what she needs to do. Okay? Let me go into my history. Thank you, Tattooed. You so yeah, Dani, I don't advise you attempt to smear somebody else who wasn't wrong. Instead of just saying, taking accountability or refunding, which we don't think you're gonna do, right? We know that you're not gonna do that, but you could at least be honest about it, you know? Let me go into my history. That'll be the best way for me to do it. Right, yeah, hundreds of dollars. I know, I heard about it. We're gonna go to this live. Which, real quick, just so everybody knows, I tried to get into that box. I sure did. I don't. If the screenshots let me do. I did try to get into this box. I was denied, obviously, but there I am. Okay. I do that all the time because I really don't want to give people the chance to lie. You know, they tend to lie and they say I didn't have any box requests. So every time I request a box, I screenshot it just for future reference. This video is coming from Waffles lawyer on YouTube, and I'm gonna just correct some things that you put out there that were kind of incorrect. Hold on, I don't know what's going on here. There we go.
Okay, talk to me.
Oh, I gotta slow it down. Sorry.
Hey.
Hold on, y'all. I'm working on it.
Hello.
None. Night nurse. None. Real quick, before I even get into this, Who was here when Gabi came into my live? What up, oxymoron? The first time. Who was here? When I said, this is what I find strange. Because if you watched that live, I told her, you could send me the proof. Who remembers that? I said, you could send me the proof, and if it is the truth, I will clarify that. Do y'all remember that? So does anybody find it a little strange that she wouldn't take me up on that offer, but absolutely ran to this one for it? Anybody? I don't know. Things like that kind of just, you know, I appreciate y'all. Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't the only one, because I know I did. And I know that I would have corrected and told the truth if there were proof there. I would have done that. So, you know.
Mods.
Just a little, you know, strange,
I'm live,
if you will.
Hey, Jody.
Hold on.
And
I'm trying to get to the timestamps. I'm sorry.
And don't ever tell me if I care about somebody, I will do this, I'll do that. And you have all of this evidence. Mm-hmm. If I want your evidence, I'll go to your fucking page.
Okay, so I'm just making sure that we understand that because you did, I'm now going to correct the misinformation that you chose to put on the internet. That's just my opinion. So now that we're all on the same page.
You have no respect for others.
Who?
I mean, I don't know who the fuck some of these people think I am.
Villain.
But you're about to find out.
I don't care. I just don't. Sorry.
Like me, don't like me.
I don't know you.
Sit there and say that you're doing fucking whatever, you're doing whatever. Alright?
Not me. Hold on, my timestamps are fucking up. I appreciate it.
I mean, I don't care if Gabi's lying. Live, whatever. I never once said I was defending anyone. I said that I was going to come with some facts. That's it. That's it. And for somebody to sit and tell me what...
Are the facts in the room with us? Or were they in the room with us last night?
I should talk about. What I should talk about.
I don't
You know
really
what?
care.
I knew Gabi probably before you knew Gabi. I've known Dani probably before you knew Dani.
Is that a flex?
Years ago.
Not to me.
Okay? So why don't you just sit down?
I'm sitting.
What?
Right. They sure do lie. Also,
Okay, so I'm
pretty sure that any of Gabi's supporters that are in my DMs, they would say the exact opposite things that you're trying to say about me. All right. And just so we're clear, because you didn't put an address on the things that you were saying, I'm very much taking offense to it. Okay? Because currently, there are Gabi supporters in my DMs, and they would say that I'm having perfectly fine conversation, respectful with them. Also, real quick, mods, don't let anybody up until I get through it, please, and thank you. Wrong-o. Wrong-o.
What? Okay, so if you are rude or nasty, you will probably get blocked or muted. All right, so just saying, you'll probably get blocked or muted. And
I just really want to ask, was Gabi Jacobson worth your credibility being torched? You know that you risked any credibility you had on Gabi Jacobson? Or did that not occur to you yet? Are we not there yet? It's coming. I promise you it's coming.
not me shutting someone out.
I can't keep up, y'all. I'm sorry.
Whatever. See, people were like, "You're manipulated."
See, I'll be honest though, I didn't know who she was until this live. I have no idea. None. Not a single idea. So I don't presume to know. I'm just trying to correct the stuff that she put out last night. Oh, see, I don't know. Yeah.
I haven't even said one fucking word yet, and you all are doing the most. Do you know what that shows me?
It wasn't me. It happens. I'm not gonna judge her for that. I'm trying, y'all.
No, I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna get to you, Dolly. You're
because guess what?
In that time,
you guys aren't gonna change whatever I No, I said, can you see if it can happen?
Y'all, I don't know. I would be lying if I answered. Something. Okay.
All right. For one, I've been for years and years. I've dealt with true crime shit.
Okay.
Okay.
I could get behind that.
And if I do a deep dive down into something, I do a deep dive down into it. Okay.
I could respect that.
So today, when I saw Robbie Harvey's video, and yesterday I saw Aunt Karen's video, I was like, you know what? It's getting to be a lot now. And I had
so we're getting to be a lot now. I get it. It's been a lot. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm gonna see this, like, it was a lot when she faked the last miscarriage, you know? That's just my opinion, because I had been watching it from a distance until that point, okay?
in people's lives, tried to listen. Seemed like people really wanted to help Cameron. Okay?
Amen.
But what I seen before I even talked to Gabi, all right, I was already researching and doing my own thing. All right?
And this is the result of that work? I'm just asking for a friend. Like, you did all your research and this is what you finalized with, because you know,
what I seen was
sorry, Pyro, how are you, baby?
What that shows me is that you don't care enough about that little boy.
Says who?
You just hate her so badly.
Also, I feel the need to say this rather often. I don't hate anybody on the internet, okay? I will never give somebody that kind of control over me in order for me to hold hate in my heart for anybody, okay? Little bit of a control freak, just so we're all on the same page, okay? I would never allow somebody that kind of control over me, okay? Okay.
Make horrible pictures, memes.
Not me.
AI.
Nope.
Naked AI.
Nope.
Photo.
Also negative
Shit of her and Aaron. Why? What does that do? What does naked AI photos?
See, and this is something that you probably should have researched before you did this live, because there are absolutely different groups, which you do mention in this live, that do absolutely do different things. And you're going to find a really hard time finding me condoning that type behavior, because I won't.
Gabi and Aaron do for you.
I don't really care, to be honest.
Like I said, I'll address the shit I want to address.
Obviously, you know. I know, y'all. I know.
What? Mods, just let them roll. Because I'm not paying attention to him anyway. So, I want to talk about the Telegram thing.
Please do.
With the AI, what was that to prove? Okay, that proves that you just...
You know that the vast majority of us are not in that group, right? I'm still going to stand on the fact that she made that shit herself, okay? Because I find it incredibly weird, okay, that number one, she was able to get into that chat. Number two, in one of my lives, I think it was last week, I specifically asked... the YouTube live, actually. Nobody in the chat was in that group. Little strange, okay? That's just a little strange. But real quick, do you know that Gabi has a habit and pattern, if I may, of doing these things to herself, right? Did you know that before you put all your eggs in that basket? Hi, Jakey.
Like this woman so much. If you really fucking and listen, I am not what you all think that I am.
I don't even know you. Shit,
I gotta change my shirt. I guess people can't see the comments.
Hold on, I lost it.
Hold on.
Okay, so I also in my timestamps on Waffles, you can always follow along with the timestamps. It says, I tried to get in your box for a civil conversation because I believe you're being misled, which I do. It's a little too late now. You're going to have to correct some things before. Hi, Tracy.
Shit, I gotta change my shirt.
Oh, I lost it. So I listen in 2x speed. So with some of my timestamps are a little off sometimes. Hold on.
I don't know how. All right, I don't know if this is any better.
Okay, we're listening to AK.
Any better? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know.
I don't know.
Now my hat doesn't match. God, it's okay though.
I'm always respectful
All
on
right.
other people's platforms.
Where was I?
I'm an adult. I can have an adult conversation with 99% of people.
Oh, the Telegram thing. If you guys really cared about her being a better mom, her taking accountability, her fixing her family dynamic, if you guys really cared about all of that and her mental health, you would not be doing the Telegram bullshit, period.
Can you just do me a favor? Can you find me one person in that Telegram group? Because I haven't been able to find one. And that's a little strange to me, if you will, because I do have so many anti-Gabi and Dani people surrounding me. Not a single one of them are in that group. It's a little weird. It's a little strange to me, because I could say right now how many people are in the subreddit, but why have I not come across one person in that group? Also, little strange, that maybe a week before that Telegram group popped off, Gabi was making AI images of herself in her phone. Did you know that?
Some of this shit about wanting her to be a better parent, wanting her to do all this stuff, if you were involved with that kind of bullshit,
none of us are involved.
then you're not.
That's
Then you're
weird.
an actual hater of hers.
That's a little
I've been
weird.
on the same end of all that kind of bullshit before. It's terrible. All right? Any other stuff, like if you're on the Reddit and you're doing all of that bullshit, and you're not just educating on how to be a good parent, and you're not educating on whatever, then you have to ask yourself, do I really want what's best for him? Do I really care about her mental health?
You know, I'm just going to be honest. I don't care. I don't care. All right? Let me explain to you why. You ready? Pay attention. I know this might be a lot for some people to understand, because she lied about me. And that's generally how I get in these positions, right? She dropped out of my box where I gave her a golden opportunity on a platter. All she had to do was send me documents proving that she had that miscarriage, and I absolutely would have made a video and corrected it. And you know what would have happened from there? People would have understood that if I'm correcting it, I seen it. So it had the ability to change the entire trajectory of that situation. But you know what she did instead? She went to her live and she said that the caseworker told her that I called CPS. So why do I care? I don't sit up here and lie about her. I sure don't. I could, but I don't.
Do I really care about her as a person? Because a lot of these things that are going on right now isn't because you care about her at all.
A lot of these things that are going on right now would cease if Gabi told the truth and took accountability for her lies. We leave that part out though, right? We just fuck it, right? It's strange. Yeah, villain
It's
cold.
because you hate her. You hate her. And we don't have to like everybody. And I'm not here
Absolutely
to say
agree.
that you need to like everybody.
I absolutely agree. This world would be a boring place if everybody, I appreciate y'all, if everybody had the same opinions on things. I personally, just for me, I love a debate. I want you to have a different opinion of it, because honestly, I just love to change your minds. Okay?
Gabi, if you want to hate her.
I don't. Now, hold on. Are there people that do? Yes. But those people have their reasons, and I'm not going to change their minds. I'm not going to do that. People have the right to feel about people how they want to, okay? But hate's a strong word, Okay? I think that there are some people, but that's the very small amount of people on this big here interweb. Okay?
Do you know that CPS has been active for 4 years?
Yes.
Regarding Cam?
Yes.
I have read every CPS report except 2 of them because I started getting some information today a little late in the day. I started a new job today and I had to go to my appointment. So like I was reading it and everything. On each CPS report it says that Cam is safe. Okay, I just wanted.
So you said that you were a nurse, right? So you have you seen that anything going on? Do you think that he's safe? It's a great question. Probably, if it happens, Gabi sent it to
this. Now, you for your own eyes have seen otherwise, right? Okay.
Yes.
CPS has also seen some videos. CPS has seen, you know, some of the things that you guys were all concerned about, obviously.
Right.
And I'm not going to put up with bullshit about it's doctored, it's fake, whatever. Because if I feel that something's doctored or fake, I will not.
Sugar, I just let you in.
Okay. So that's how you know if I'm not going to speak on something that I honestly don't know if it's fake or not. All right. But I will speak on the facts.
I'm so glad you said that. Now, being that you're a nurse, can you just answer why her HCG levels was 0 at that ER visit? Because that would, you know, that if you're a nurse, you should know, right?
Shit that I've seen that I know is for real. Okay. Did you know that they picked Cam up from school?
Oh, I love that you
and took him to an abuse clinic.
Yeah, do you know why that was done? Do you know why that was done? Because I do. Did she tell you why it was done? I see you, green-eyed girl. I'm sorry, all the comments are flying. Do you know why that was done? Because if you don't think that that's a valid reason for it to be done, I really don't know. I'll get there, sports mom. I really don't know how you could claim to be for a child's safety. Just in case anybody knows, okay, that was done because Gabi Savannah is in here, and she's got a whole playlist on this situation. Gabi felt it necessary to send an unedited picture of her child's private areas to multiple people, one of them who lives with a convicted RSO. Fact. Okay? Fact. Not disputed. It is an absolute fact. All right? I know this because when I first started covering Gabi, it came up, right? And I was being told it was sent edited. Okay? So I had to track it back. It was originally not edited when it was sent. Okay? Therefore, both parents did admit it. You're absolutely correct. Therefore, they had reason to believe that something might be going on in that home. That's why that was done. It was not edited. I know. So,
see, I don't know where everybody's at on this Gabi situation, and I'm not going to watch the comments, but I'm just going to talk. And you can either take it for what it is, or you can call me names and make AI photos about me and make me humping the wall.
I'll be honest, this is probably all the energy you're going to get out of me. I really don't know who you are. I just prefer to have accurate information on the internet.
For all I care. It's not going to bother me one
Sugar,
bit.
if you're in here, I can't do it right now.
If a huge hate group of women want to come after me, step in line, honey, because I've already been hated on before.
All right? I don't care. I just don't.
Did you know that when he was taken to the abuse clinic, they didn't find anything?
Okay.
And this has happened 3 times. That they've actually had to take him to this abuse clinic.
So you understand mandated reporters, correct? I'm just... You understand how that would go if you're a nurse. You understand that when people come across information, it is their duty. It is their job to report it. You do understand that, right? You know how you could limit those mandated reporters doing their job, leaving the fucking kid off the internet? Oh, shock. I know. It's wild.
And I found out something I didn't know.
Oh.
People were accusing them of
CS. Yeah, say it. And it's not an accusation if it's true. You know, it's not, you don't have to say people are accusing. She did it. She did. Not just once either. She sent pictures of her child unclothed to multiple people, one of them living with a convicted RSO. Fact. Bottom line. Full stop. Okay? No research.
I have to watch my words, right?
It's a good idea.
Of like,
you know?
sexual abuse.
Yes.
People were saying that they were doing that to their own child.
So real quick, just so everybody knows, sharing pictures of your child unclothed or in a compromising, it could be viewed as that, which you should know that, right? It's super weird, you know?
In December, a special unit had to come out.
I'm trying. I don't know about that, y'all.
Why is everybody... I'm not going to give anybody a box.
Clearly. Probably, you know what? You know what's wild? I could have hopped in your box and saved you. It's the other way around. I could have saved you, you know, some embarrassment for being so loud and wrong.
You know what? I just glanced at the chat. If you're saying, do you know about this? 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 You'll find out if you listen I know.
They were probably trying to help you. Some of them, anyway. I can't speak for everybody, but some of them were probably trying to help you not do exactly what you did.
What I don't know about, okay? And what you think is the most important, I might get to, but you got to realize 4 years of information. 4 years of information. Can I grasp all that in one day? No, but I can take it bit by bit and chunk by chunk.
I agree with that.
But even if, like I tried to say in that other live,
14.
If I said a book was the Bible and it looks like this, and you're like, no, that's not the Bible, and you swear that it's not the fucking Bible.
You're right. Perception. Important. Super important, right? The way that I perceive something is not going to be that you perceive the way that you, and so on and so forth. That's why you should always rely on the facts of a situation. I say it all the time. Follow proof, not people. There's a reason I say that. People lie. Proof doesn't.
You would bet your life on it. And I open it up, and it actually has Bible shit in it.
Anyway, I'll skip to the
I was basically like, would you say you were sorry? Everything. And that's why I'm here. To say, okay, sit the fuck down, listen to somebody else for a minute, because you all are a big, like, cluster, and you're all on the same train.
No. Different people do very different things around here. I don't know if you know that, but each of us do different things as far as it comes to that. But I'm really gonna like, I'm really curious to know if you're gonna retract or correct the information that you put on the internet that you were wrong with.
And that,
credibility, that's where it comes
obviously isn't going to the same place sometimes.
That's true.
God, I was so right about every one of you. Before I even got on this live, I told somebody that this was going to happen to me, because people can't be adults and just listen. You can't just stop in the chat because you have something that you got to say that's so important. You can't just sit and listen. Can you not just pipe down?
Can you pipe it down? You're wrong.
All right. Let's talk about a few things, because
Yes.
I am a nurse and I do know some shit.
Love that.
So,
Love that.
Gabi gave me access to the portal,
Okay.
to the healthcare portal. So guess what,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen? You can't fake a document if it's in a fucking healthcare portal. And guess what?
You could be reading her complaints, right? I would hope that you know what you're looking at, because I do find it a little just my spidey senses, because about a month ago, Gabby couldn't find a single document to hand to the school for an IEP meeting that said autism, and now all of a sudden you have it. Super weird. But you should know that some of those things could be subjective or objective, correct? I hope you could distinguish between the two in that type of format.
There's one for her.
Okay.
In Chicago, in Illinois,
Weird.
and in Florida. Guess who has access to it? Me.
Good.
There's also
so can you explain to me, nurse Sugar, I couldn't do it while I'm live. I'll get to it after. If you could just explain to me why her HCG levels were 0 at the last miscarriage that she lied about, I'd love to know the answer to that. Because I think that it'll be interesting to hear your response.
Cam.
Hi.
And I need to send those screenshots to my phone or my
Probably should
computer
have done
because
that.
I
That way
forgot
you were
to send them to my
prepared.
tablet.
It probably would have been a good idea.
Because I want to talk about some things.
I'm glad you did. Weeks, Nikki.
Yes, I am a nurse, but before you deep dive down into my
I don't give a fuck.
into my nursing
Just being honest.
shit.
I really don't.
A couple years ago, I was running to a Cobley Medical. I fell. I got injured at work. They put me on Oxy. I got addicted to it. Oh, I know. Now you're going to say, oh, AK's an addict. I am. But I've been clean since February 25th of 22, and this story isn't new. So before you harass me, you better go back and do your fucking research,
Not
okay?
doing that either, just so you know.
My license has been suspended for 2 years because look too far.
Look, hey,
However,
it's in a timestamp. I said, yeah, I don't care about none of that, but how do you feel about G deliberately abusing her prescriptions and refusing CPS pill counts? I just love to hear your response to that if you get the chance,
I am a nurse. My license hasn't been taken away forever, all right? I get it back this year. Anyway.
Right.
So yes, I am a nurse. I saw the
I skipped, sorry.
I saw the testing. Mm-hmm. I saw the actual diagnosis. Mm-hmm. I seen the motherfucking portals.
So why didn't she have that for the IEP meeting? Remember, she was losing her shit, trying to find something that said autism. Why didn't she have that then?
You want to know what happens when you're bullied so bad on the app and you're so fucking stressed out? Let me tell you, because this happened to me. And you want to act like that you're not doing it. Who cares what she's doing right now to you? Okay? Why don't you think about what you're doing to her?
So real quick, in case you don't see my timestamps, I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't. She chose to lie about me, okay? So why do I have any concerns for anything like that? I don't. Sorry. I could lie about her. I don't do that.
Because I've seen all of that. Have you ever seen something in one spot? Like, let me say, have you ever been to a big football game where everybody's in an arena? Mm-hmm. Okay, and everything's in one spot. You're all there to root on the team, right? Could you imagine if everything was in one spot to see all of the disgusting, nasty bullying?
I sure can. You want to know how I know? Because I have over 100 emails from women that have been personally affected by Gabby's actions. So yes, you're right. I sure can. I can sure imagine how it felt reading those women's story that you just get up on this app and fucking dismiss. So no, I can imagine. You want me to forward them to you? Would you like to read them before you try to defend this person?
Hatred that you put on this woman?
Yeah.
I saw probably like a little fraction, and I...
Imagine how you would feel reading those emails.
So fucking overwhelmed that my head fucking almost exploded because I thought I was bullied on this app. No, I haven't been bullied on this app. That right there is fucking psycho crazy bullying bullshit. Like I said 2 weeks ago when I was in that live, or a week and a half ago, whenever it was, I said, if this is about Cam, I get it, but I'm not seeing that. Is your frustration and hatred so much for her because you don't think she's doing what you want her to do? Did it?
What? Choose her family over the internet? Also, I'm going to say it again, that truth and accountability for her actions would stop 90% of it. Because that's all people really fucking want.
Okay that you're doing these things to hurt her?
Who do what things to hurt her?
And it doesn't matter if I'm pro Gabi, anti Gabi, what the fuck ever.
It's giving pro Gabi.
What I am not,
I don't know.
and I am not okay with seeing what I have seen from a huge group of women.
Are we in the same
I am
place?
not okay with that. You can sit there and make excuses all day long.
Are we looking at the
for
same
your piss
things?
poor behaviors and the actions that you've done on this app to somebody who you think or you've got sacred fucking undeniable proof of. But you didn't have proof that there was no autism diagnosis.
So if you're going to stand on an autism diagnosis, I really want to know how you feel about her and the way she treats her child with autism. Is that something mandated reporters aren't supposed to report because you said so? I'm just wondering. Because you should understand mandated reporting, right? You should have a pretty good handle on that. So are you telling them to disobey their oath? Is that what's happening here?
You had no proof of that and you ran with it.
Weird. Listen to me. Nobody on this planet is going to tell me that that kid is nonverbal. I fucking hear him speaking. Okay? I really hope that you vetted this information. I really do.
That you had no proof that she didn't have PTSD, but you ran with it to dog.
I'm going to stand on she doesn't have PTSD. I sure am. And I think that the way that she displays PTSD is sickening. Have you seen that? Have you seen any of that?
Kyle. And this is what I have a problem with.
Because I'm really curious to know, as a medical professional, if you think that that's what PTSD looks like. I am.
Try to bully me. Why don't you talk about my felonies? Why don't you talk about me being a drug addict?
Don't care. I don't
Those
care.
are real. That shit happened. Why don't you talk about my teeth rotting out of my head because I had to go on some boxing to get myself up?
Can we talk about the fake miscarriages then? Could we talk about the fact that she had a girl write a fucking cease and desist with a false law firm? Could we talk about that then? Because those are factual things. Can we talk about how she uses the courts and the cops as a means to harass people into silence, violating their First Amendment right? Could we talk about that? Or no, we don't want to talk about any of that.
Drugs.
Amen.
Talk about the things that are real.
Okay, good. So did you give me permission?
Don't be talking about shit that you have no idea about. Anybody's fucking mental health is going to be in the shitter over that shit.
I don't care. Get off the app if it's such
I had a long talk with Gabi today.
That's embarrassing.
I told Gabi exactly what I felt she did wrong.
No.
So for all of you sitting there thinking that I'm this pro big fucking supporter, I literally told her exactly what I felt and thought and what I what I see.
Was the miscarriage on that list? I appreciate you, sugar. Was the miscarriage on that list? Was the denial of accepting any kinds of responsibility, was the lawnmower on the list of the things that you said that she was wrong for? Because that was perfectly fine, right? It's perfectly fine to lie and alarm people on the internet and then come back like nothing ever happened. That's okay behavior to you? Ethically, that's okay behavior. Wild. wild.
There are some things I don't have any proof of, though. But I have questions for people, and I'm not going to turn the comments on. But I know people will make videos.
I love questions, baby, okay? Because I don't stumble, stutter, or fucking lie. So I welcome questions. I don't think you're going to like the answers that you're going to get from this, though, okay? Sorry, I appreciate y'all.
You hate this person so much, and this has nothing to do with Cam, that you sent her a bag of shit?
So number one, I don't hate anybody. First, what up, Riz? Secondly, I do not condone, endorse, or support any type of harassment. Okay? Never will I support harassment. As a matter of fact, I have publicly denounced people calling, texting, emailing, doing stuff like that publicly. You know, when Gabi has denounced that behavior, despite the fact that many of us get threats in our DMs from people on her side. Do you know how many times she's denounced it? None.
Door? Her mama's door? You sent one to her mom, too? But you care so much about a child.
Wild.
That somebody out there sending bags of shit to somebody's house.
Yeah, I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that that's none of us. You know?
You care so much about that kid, right? Do you see where I'm going here?
No.
And I came into your lives and I asked then.
You didn't come into my life.
If you care about him, then watch from afar. Follow through with things for him.
Which is exactly what I do.
But don't do this
also,
bullshit.
Which you'll be pleased to know, that includes being in contact with the investigator. Just so, like, we're going to get to that in a second, and I really don't think you're going to like the answer to that.
So why are y'all doing this bullshit? And I'm not saying it's every one of you.
It's
because
not.
I talked to somebody else today, and they told me that there's pretty much a couple different groups of people.
Imagine that. Imagine
one that hates Gabi and one that's pro Cam.
Absolutely. And there are many different groups, and you probably should have done that research before you did this live. That way you could go live and distinguish between the two, because you just managed to piss off people that really don't have anything to do with the things that you're talking about.
And I see it.
What up? Sorry.
Where there's a safe on the top shelf.
Okay.
Where she keeps the stun pew pew.
Good. But
so for anybody
just really quickly, I'm eager. Can I ask you a question? Do you find her to be in the state of mind that she should have access to any weapons? I'm just wondering. Do you think that she is sane enough to have access to any weapons, locked or not?
Worried about his safety regarding that. There is a safe and it is put away. All right. So I just wanted to put somebody's mind at ease there.
Y'all.
Something else that I want to, I wouldn't have believed it unless I heard it.
Yes.
With my own ears.
I love that you brought this up as an example.
You know that video that people were sending around of Cam sitting on the couch with Gabi and basically saying,
Shark.
People thought that Cam was saying suck. And people were certain that's what was.
I'm just wondering how come you're not talking about the fact that I watched many people make videos correcting that. You didn't see those? You didn't see? There was probably, I'm gonna say, at least 5 people. At least 5 people. And I don't scroll TikTok. Okay? So you didn't see those videos of people over here correcting that? You didn't see that? I am curious, though, you being a medical professional and all, how you feel about the other times that the behavior was exhibited. You can't deny that. There are at least 10 other videos, I appreciate y'all. That type of behavior is being exhibited in. So I am curious how you feel about that, but I promise you, okay, that was addressed over here. I'm guessing Gabi left that part out, you know. Anywho.
Right? Gabi came online and said, he's saying shark.
Correct.
You know, whatever. Really wasn't a big deal to her because he was saying shark to her, right? So then she just said that he was saying shark.
Right.
Nobody believed it. Everybody thought it was suck. Because
that's not true.
How he was positioned.
That is not true. So if that's what Gabi told you, and you didn't do enough research, that falls on you. That is not true. There were plenty of creators that made videos and said, I absolutely believe he was saying shark. I've reshared them. So if you come to my page and hit reposts, you'll find them. So what about that?
Was that
Crimson made one. 100%.
How close he was to another body part, how he touched, whatever, right? Guess what? When I was on the phone today with Gabi,
right,
I had her have him say shark for me. And guess what he said?
That has been corrected for probably about a week, y'all. So, I don't...
Suck.
Weird. Anyway.
And manipulate the situation. I had her have him say shark for me. And guess what he said, Suck? You know what? It was fucking suck a shark. Okay? To Cam, suck a shark. Alright? I don't know what to say to you all, but what...
I know what to say to us. We corrected it. Yeah, we did. We corrected it. Once it was realized, it was corrected, because that's what we, the credible ones, that's what we do. So I'm really fucking curious what you're gonna do when you find out that you are wrong.
Trying to say is you will take something and fucking run with it and manipulate the situation and then spread it on.
Wrong. It was corrected immediately. What are you saying? Wrong.
Internet, and then we all believe it. I even thought it was true. I thought it was true.
So you missed the videos correcting it? Is that what you're saying? I'm super confused here.
I thought it was true. But today, if I wouldn't have heard it with my own damn ears...
But we corrected it. Look ago.
He can't say shark.
Right.
He says suck. It is what it is. Fucking is what it is.
You're absolutely right. It is what it is, but we corrected it. Then. It was like the same day. So I'm so confused what you're talking about. And I understand, y'all, because in my timestamps, it says... Weird. I could have sworn that I myself saw and reposted quite a couple of videos where people corrected it, which is factual. Thank you, White Lotus. What's the excuse for the dozen other videos like that, though? That's what I put in the timestamp. So, weird.
It's fucking crazy to me. Like I said, why can't you all talk about the factual shit?
I do.
And not stuff that you really don't know. Because if we really didn't know. We thought.
You know what I find super weird? Even her own twin sister calls her a liar. She sure does. But here you are. You know? Oof.
It was suck.
Hi.
Because of the hand gestures and... But it wasn't.
I think that you might want to... Little Reds has a really good video about it. It's before this... The last situation where people did correct it and correct the shark. There was another video that Little Reds made where that entire thing is broken apart. And if you as a mandated reporter, right, if you don't see a problem after watching that video, then it's concerning. But I promise you that we corrected that.
It was shark. We all look dumb.
Not me, because I corrected it.
I look dumb. You look dumb. Can you admit?
I don't look dumb. I corrected it.
You look dumb? Hell no. But I can. I can admit. I look fucking...
I cannot wait to find out if you actually do correct when you're wrong. because that should be coming, right? Because it shouldn't take you very long to realize just how wrong you are.
I look so dumb right now. But that's where there's difference between me and you. Because I'll admit, when I fucking was...
But we corrected. The thing that you're talking about, we corrected a week ago. You know that, right?
Wrong. Can you admit, Savannah, when you were wrong? Because I'm going to pick on you right now.
So isn't that bullying? You're choosing to take Savannah, who has a whole playlist. If you have not seen Savannah, there you are. So if you haven't seen Savannah's playlist on Gabi, I suggest you go watch it because there is fucking proof in there. Okay? So what you're not going to do is pick on somebody that is advocating for the safety of that child, and you're getting on the internet lying for her, and then try to discredit and bully Savannah because of it. That's not going to happen. So I hope you also apologize to Savannah, because the very thing that you're talking about holding in this live, you're fucking doing. Let's see.
You really need to think about...
Let's see if you'll admit it though, right? Because that's the difference between me and you. Let's see if you correct it.
...words to other people before you pass fucking judgment on them like you're fucking... Ooh, the Almighty.
What? Past judgment. She has a whole playlist with proof about the situation. Actually gave a shit about the safety of that child. Which you clearly don't. Mandated reporter and all, which is fucking wild.
Something else I want to say.
Oh, I love this one too. I'm so...
Great Wolf Lodge.
I
didn't understand why everybody kept asking, did Dani go to Great Wolf Lodge? Did Dani go to Great Wolf Lodge?
So real quick, I'm just going to read what I said about the Savannah. It says, bad idea. What you're not going to do is pick on someone that has done nothing but look out for that kid and call out why his mother would be sending out pics to known predators. That's a fact. Okay? That fact. See how we did that? Right? Fact. I am fact-based. That is a fact. Okay? Now, I'm so glad that you brought up Great Wolf Lodge. So can you answer me a question? At that time, Gabi did have a open aggravated stalking case, okay? Do you have any idea why, if Gabi came across a video of her being actively stalked, that video wouldn't have immediately been sent to the investigator? Why would he have needed to get that from one of us? That's weird. That's weird. Because if I had an open stalking case, okay, there would have been no hesitation. As soon as I got that video would have been sent to good old JA. Just so you know. So why was it one of us that turned that in? What up, Spada? So I love that you brought up Great Wolf, because I, in fact, have been in touch with Great Wolf to get their security footage. I also told J.A., the investigator, that he has more reach than I can, and sent him a screenshot of my email asking him to get it so that the person that filmed it could be identified. So why would I be trying to do more work than Gabi would? Weird. So do you know that Gabi has a habit of doing these things to herself? Did you know that before you did this live? Proven. Fact. That's a fact. Did you know that? Okay. So why did Gabi not turn that into the investigator? Just wondering. If I had an aggravated stalking case, I would have turned that in immediately. So I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. It's okay for you to sit on that platform and accuse people of stalking Gabi when Gabi has a pattern of doing those things herself, because you specifically dropped 2 fucking names. You don't know anything about those people, yet you just accused them of stalking her. Do you realize that the vast majority of us don't think that Gabrielle is worth a fucking charge? Do you understand that? Do you know that most of us would never be caught dead within 5 feet of her? But you just accused them on a public platform not having all of the information, so I hope you apologize to them as well. We'll see. Because, you know, you correct things, right?
Wolf Lodge. I was like, why is everybody so concerned if Dani went to the Great Wolf Lodge?
Yeah, real weird.
Well,
You know?
today, when I got all this shit, some of it I've already seen before.
Right.
You know, that Blessed account that has the video
Weird.
of somebody recording Gabi and Aaron, Cameron and Mimi, is that her name? Leaving Great Wolf Lodge.
Are you 100% confident that that video wasn't being filmed by somebody that was with them? Are you 100% confident that that video was filmed by somebody not with them? Or she didn't have somebody film that?
It didn't hit me today because I didn't really understand why people kept going in Dani's live asking Gabi 1,000 times about the Great Wolf fucking Lodge. I had no idea. I was brand new to it today. The thing is that Dani didn't go to the Great Wolf Lodge.
And?
But I know why you all wanted her to be there, because you wanted to blame Dani for the fucking recording that some...
I didn't blame anybody. I just said that I believe it was somebody that was with her and she put somebody up to it. That's what I said. And it's going to be really hard to get me to change that way of thought, because I know that it wasn't turned in to JA until it was turned in by us. And that's weird to me, right? Because if you have an open, aggravated stalking case, wouldn't you immediately send that video to the investigator? I would have. I'm sure that 99% human beings would have. So why didn't she? And now it's a little different, because JA, if I can't get it, he's going to get his hands on that footage. Okay? And then what's going to happen? Once that person is identified, I hope you have this energy if it comes out that she did it. So I don't think that you knew that, to be honest. I don't think that you understood that there are quite a few of us in touch with that investigator. And unfortunately for you, that investigator also kind of believed Gabi's narrative until he got the other side of it. So... you know, if the investigator doesn't believe it anymore because he knows the truth, maybe you should have followed his lead. You know, that's just me though. I value my credibility.
Made of them. You wanted to blame Dani for that because Dani was the only one that you didn't see.
That's not true.
Well, Dani wasn't fucking there. Fucking Detective Gadgets.
I didn't blame
fucking
anybody.
Sherlock fucking Holmeses.
Not to toot my own horn, but I am pretty good at digging. So that's why I emailed Great Wolf Lodge, and I spoke to JA regarding it, because if they won't give it to me, they'll give it to him. They sure will.
But can you I'm going to ask you something, and I'm not blaming anybody, but since you want to know where Dani was, Monique, where were you at? Darlene, where were you?
Do you think it's fair to accuse people publicly of stalking somebody that they wouldn't do that to? I really want to know your response for why Gabi did not turn that video in. Maybe you don't know that. Maybe you didn't know that. In which case, Gabi is just gaslighting you and using you as a mouthpiece. And you're risking your credibility on a known, proven liar.
I would like to know, just wanting to know, where were you at that day? Go ahead, be mad. Be big mad. Because you guys live in...
I'm not mad. I kind of laugh. I think it's funny that you just threw any credibility you had out the window. If there are people that thought that you were credible, you destroyed it last night. And I don't know about you, but I worked really hard on my credibility. And I risk it for no one. So that's sad to me that you took the bait and you publicly embarrassed yourself speaking things that there is no proof to, and you were lied to. So I do want to see what you do about it once you do realize it.
Little vicinity. And you all are doing all this fucking Telegram bullshit and all the other bullshit that you're doing.
I'm going to tell you again. I have not come into contact with one person that is in that Telegram group. That's weird to me. It's strange to me that there is not one person that will claim to be in that Telegram group, because they would tell me. Why wouldn't they tell me? You know how many times people email me or message me and say, hey, if you need something from in here, I'm in here. Usually it's a Discord server. I get that a lot, right? Not one person has said, hey, Marg, if you need something out of here, I got you. That's weird. That's weird, okay? That's strange. Because for somebody like me, it makes my spidey senses tingle. Especially when Gabi has a pattern of doing these things herself, okay? She also, how did she get the link? How did somebody let her in there? Do you know that Gabi is like proven to do these things to herself? Do you know that?
So I think other people need to take some accountability here.
For what?
Who is watching that family? Who is recording them?
Nobody.
You want to know why somebody's going mental? I would go mental if I had some...
She's doing it to herself. Do you understand that? Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Crystal.
Paparazzi, like fucking Gabi's a celebrity. She's fucking...
Do you think that people out here think a lol cow is a fucking celebrity? Is that what you think? Nobody wants to go anywhere near her. You're just repeating her bullshit. And I'm telling you, as somebody that has spoken to JA directly, you're being lied to. And I really hope that you come to this app and apologize to the people that you blamed for committing crimes that they're not committing. Because that's what would be the right thing to do, right? You just went on your live and started bashing people, and you have no idea how fucking wrong you are. If Gabi is being so cyberbullied and cyber stalks, 5 judges have declined her case. Do you understand that? If there was a case there, wouldn't that wouldn't something have been done? Call me crazy, but...
On TikTok, people. She ain't no celebrity. There doesn't need to be no paparazzi fucking going here, there, and fucking everywhere.
We agree. You know that, right?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, she said where she was going. So what happened? Somebody fucking showed up.
What are you talking about? You want to hit the box? You could hit the box. I don't stalk anybody. You know this is a replay, right? Oh no, you didn't know that. Do you know the definition of stalking? Probably not. Clearly, you know, that's embarrassing for you.
Like she's fucking Madonna.
Fucking weird. Trust me, you'd know if I came within 5 feet of that girl. Nobody cares to be near Gabrielle Jacobson. Do you understand that? Nobody gives a shit.
Ready to give an amazing fucking concert. People were there fucking...
According to who? The girl can't sing either. Nobody is lining up to meet Gabi Jacobson. I hope you understand that.
Their cameras, acting all silly.
You have proof of that?
And you want to blame
serious
Dani.
accusation.
Do these two fucking fuckers do some silly shit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
Sorry, Dani. You do.
So do you think that we should ignore child neglect, child abuse, blatant lies in order to victimize themselves in a situation? Is that what you're saying? Is that we should ignore that behavior, or we should encourage that type of behavior? Is that where we're going here? That mama girl's so desperate. She's always on the wrong side of things. You know, that's embarrassing for you. It could never be me. I'll support real women, not trash bags. The fuck? Think you're doing something? You ain't doing anything over here, baby. I fucking promise you.
Silly shit. So does Gabi.
So I could have gotten behind that. He's not. You're right. You know what? I send pictures of my kids unclothed to people that live with sex offenders all the fucking time. All the time. She doesn't even need to be in here. Are you desperate for attention, mama? Because you could either hit a box. Look, how about this? Mute her. You want to talk? You could click the box. Until then, fucking beat it. All of y'all women are weak. Do you understand that? Do you think that my opinion of y'all or anything high?
I'll hit a box. I have no problem hitting a box.
Okay. Why are you always on the wrong side of things?
I'm not on the wrong side of shit.
Okay, clearly. What is stalking?
What is stalking? What you guys are doing? I mean, every For You page has people on there live streaming this girl, calling her names.
Do you know why we do that?
On there, calling Great Wolf Lodge and getting the videotaped with this bullshit.
Why not? Is that
that's not stalking?
No, not at all.
What the hell is it?
It's trying to figure out who took that video so that I can.
That's none of your business.
But it is the investigator's business, right?
Well, who's the investigator?
I know. I wish you knew, because unfortunately for you, I've had those conversations.
It's nobody's business.
So it's nobody's business,
especially not yours.
Listen, learn respect or get the fuck down.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Oh, poor thing, poor baby. It's not stalking, but it's not right for people to be accused of stalking if she's taking, oh, poor thing. It could never be me. You want to support a lying, child abusing piece of shit? That's your right, but don't fucking come over here and think that you're gonna pump up your chest, because it ain't gonna work. You could go play in your safe space. It ain't here, okay? It is not fair for people to be accused of stalking her if she took that video herself. Do you understand that? It is not fair for people to be drug into court because she makes fucking accounts to troll herself. You get it? It is not fair for other women to have to fucking deal with the behavior that she displays on the internet daily. Fuck you, mama. Play with somebody else, bitch, because it ain't fucking safe here. Period. You need to go fucking educate yourself before you attempt to get in my box and tell me what stalking is. Go call that fucking investigator and see what he thinks about her. I can't read the comments like that, Christine. Yeah, she could get fucked. Looking like a whole idiot. Whole idiot. You don't know what stalking is. Nobody should be accused of things that they're not fucking doing. I don't give a fuck who it is. When it's Lisa Richard, I stand for the truth. I don't care. Lying on somebody is never going to be acceptable. I don't give a fuck if it's the neighborhood rackhead. Do you understand that? I don't care. Wrong is wrong, right is right. It's nobody else's fault if you choose to fucking support the disgusting people on this app. But I have a choice. You're gonna have to learn to spell before you think you're gonna offend me, dummy. Okay? You think that I'm gonna take offense to a woman that can't have an adult conversation, be wrong, and can't spell, you better go back with Lori Jones. That shit ain't gonna fly over here. The fuck? Uneducated, thinking you're gonna fucking hurt me. You're on the wrong place for that shit. Wild. The fuck? Can't spell, think you're gonna hurt my feelings? Wild. And device. It's crazy. Yeah, wild. I don't know anything about this one. Hi, Squishy. Hi, Squishy. Fucking wild. You want to support child abuse? Go on and do it. Just stay the fuck out of my lane. Seems pretty simple. No? Wild people, dude.
Hi, villain.
How are you?
I'm good. I noticed that you have AK's recording
Yes.
from last night's live.
Yes.
You guys need to stay far, far away from AK.
I don't even know her, to be honest.
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying she is claiming she's a nurse. She got her license taken away because she was stealing inmates' drugs because she was a nurse in the jail in Ohio. So I wouldn't believe anything that AK is saying. Me and my husband went through this 2 months ago. We found out the truth, the facts, and AK allows women or men to go after women sexually and doesn't do anything about it.
You know what? Somebody did send me a recording of it. Sounded a little, I don't know the context of it, but it was like a little revenge corny, if you will.
Yes,
but
very.
I didn't go and dig. I'll be honest, like I really, that kind of stuff, it's trivial to me. But the blatant ignorance while also accusing people of committing crimes that they're not doing is just never going to be acceptable to me.
Exactly. I heard her voice, and I just wanted to make clear that everybody in your live needs to stay far, far away from this person.
Yeah.
Far, far away.
Yeah.
She's taking Gabi's crap and making AK look like she's the hero when she just is trying to make a buck off of the app on somebody else's trauma.
Yeah.
She went after my PTSD because I'm a service member, and she went after my sobriety, saying I was an alcoholic, but I've been sober for 5.5 years.
Oh my
So
God.
yes, she does a lot of triggering stuff. So I just want everybody in this live, there's 2.1 thousand people, stay very, very, very far away from her.
Okay. I'm sorry. And I thank you for your service. Nobody should.
Oh, my pleasure. It's my honor. I'm so glad I've done that. But that's all I wanted to say. So everybody just, I know it's none of my business, but she's a drama-filled 45-year-old person who doesn't deserve a lick of time on this app. So I just wanted to say that you get back to your live, and
I appreciate you. I'm going to follow you now. That way I have some...
I give you a follow too.
Yeah, that way I have some context. And yeah, I am. Congratulations on your sobriety. I know it's difficult for vets sometimes to find their way. So I'm glad that you're there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me up.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's unfortunate. What
And
up,
I'm not. Hi, honey. I'm not staying long. I just wanted to. I know the comments are flying like crazy. I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate you. I tried to. I know that you said that she owes Savannah, Monique, and myself an apology after the whole live last night, and then I sat with Feisty for a little bit, and we bullshitted over on Favorited. I seen she was still live, and I went over there. And I wasn't going to get in a box because I was way too tired. But I did go in her chat, and I have it all screen recorded. I said, respectively, I want to know why you brought my name up. And she ignored and she ignored. And then I said, okay, I guess we cannot speak like adults on this. Something along the lines of, I hope you have a good night. And then she fired back with an attitude of, I'm not ignoring you, but you do live there. And I said,
what does that mean?
I questioned her. I said, I do. That is very well known. I said, but so do a lot of people.
Right.
Your point is what? And she could not give me any straight answer. She just kept saying, well, your name was brought up. I said, well, you're listening to what Gabi has to say. What? A respectful, like an adult that wanted to cover something like this would have been like, all right, well, you're mentioning a name and I don't know said person.
She could have done her research.
Exactly. Let me reach out to her. Let me see what's going on. Because again, there's always two sides to every story. And then there's the truth. So she never reached out. She never said anything. And that's all she could give me. And it was just an absolute waste of time. A lot of people, which I love you all, if you're in here, they said that, you know, she owed an apology just like you did. She just looked smug at the camera and goes, nope. So I don't expect anything from her. And in all honesty, I don't need a damn apology from her. I could care less about her. I don't even know who she really is, other than, you know, this crap. I've never followed her. I don't care to. But the fact that she can just spew, you know, and I said this earlier when someone was streaming Gabi earlier today. I said, you know, it's funny that, and you said it too, and I'm going to reiterate it. It's funny that AK came on live saying that all of us are, you know, grouping everybody together, that we're bullying and or harassing her, but yet she turned around, AK, and bullied and harassed.
It's the same thing.
To people. Like, what was your goal with that? Was your goal to have people come after Savannah, Monique, and I to take the heat off of Gabi? Like, I'm very confused because you should have never even mentioned our names.
I agree. And it was you and Savannah that I was like, why would you even say that? Because I know that you had a situation on the back end going on with something, and I don't know the details, but like that was wrong. She should have given you a chance.
Yeah, and that was all I was asking is like, why didn't you just come as an adult and look? I mean, that's what adults do. I mean, as far as I know, everyone that's pretty much on here is an adult. Have an adult conversation with somebody. I've come up very respectfully in a lot of lives. I've never, you know, I'm not going to show my ass unless you become an ass. You know, that's how I am.
So that's kind of the way that I was viewing it. You know, like when I went in there, I would have had a civil conversation. I wouldn't have attacked her, but the things that she was saying was incorrect.
Oh, everyone in the chat, I don't know if you see, they're saying that AK's in here. I just happened to look down.
Yeah.
That might be because of me. Yeah, that might be because of me. AK and I have a past. I just want to make something very clear. AK is doing this for follows, for views. At the end of their live last night, they said how many more followers they have. AK also mocks the sober community, me, myself.
But she said she's an addict, right?
Yes.
It's weird.
I mean, yeah, it's very weird. Definitely when you, you know, you come on this app and you make a whole TikTok villain page to mock other people, make fun of them and their disabilities. AK, it's time. Your time is up. You cannot come here and bully people. Now,
what about villain?
TikTok villain page. She made a whole page called the TikTok villain page, claimed it wasn't them, and then took accountability and said, oh, it was me. Right, AK? Did you not do that?
Hey, Jen, I won't talk to you, honey. You're one of my haters. I will talk to you.
I don't hate anybody.
Because these people don't know me, and they haven't been following me for a while. So
we're going to educate them about you.
Hey,
we're going to educate them.
Villain, I do owe you all a conversation, but I don't owe people who have been hating on me for the last year. I don't owe them anything.
I supported AK. I even texted her a few days ago.
All right, I'll come back another time. Thank you for having me, though. Okay?
See, that's what they do. See, I'm a strong.
You don't know this lady right here, and
I do know Villain. I've been following Villain for a very long time because she talks about sobriety and.
Okay, that's the situation. I'm just going to be honest. I really don't want to dive into.
No, I don't want to do that either.
It's not. I want to try to stay on task here. We did play your live from yesterday where we were discussing, right, that's between y'all, and I don't mean to be like nasty. I don't know enough about the situation in order for me to be
no, that's fine. You can deep dive into me on another occasion with all of that, but like I would rather talk about
informed about it. I really don't like to speak on things that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And it would be unfair. I would have, if she didn't drop, I would have had that conversation.
I will drop. I just want to make this point. In December, there was a situation, and AK went off the chain saying how they do not talk about children on this app ever. No, never. And all of a sudden, now they're getting monetized, and they're talking about Gabi and Cam. I've been following you for a very long time, Dylan. I respect your work. You show receipts, you show proof, and I admire that. I've learned a lot from you, but what's going on up above me is toxic and dangerous. And with that, I'll drop. Thank you for what you're doing, but AK needs to be exposed as well.
I don't, just for me in my position, I don't like to speak on things that I don't know about. And from what I'm gathering, there's a bunch of history here, and I don't pretend to know anything about it. Hold the boxes from now on, please. I just was speaking about the live you did last night regarding Gabi, and I just think that a lot of things that were said were not fair to people that do really have good intentions. And I don't know all this other history. I don't know. There are people coming in the box and saying things, and I can't do that. That would literally be, if I was to speak on those things, that would literally be what I just spent this entire live saying that wasn't okay. Y'all understand?
So I do want to say that I apologize to you. I didn't see you request a box. I also didn't see DTA request a box, who's one of my friends, and I didn't see Sarah request a box. Somebody else request a box. What happens, for me anyway, like when they fill up, sometimes my mods will take them all out before I even see them. Right. I was only doing it one at a time. So every time I went back in, though, I never saw you, or I would have made you come in first, because I know you, Feisty, and some other people are people who head or lead the way. So I would have let you come in the box.
I really would have. I would have had a respectful conversation.
Yeah, no, everybody was.
Yeah, I don't just attack people. I don't do that. But I was, because you did say it in your life, how there are different groups here, and you're right. There are different groups, but the one thing that a lot of us, we do different things. But the shark thing, we did correct that. I reshared. I don't even know how many videos corrected.
Yeah, and I would have never known unless I was on the phone with her and she had him say the word. I would have ever known.
I knew. We corrected it back then.
So I would have never known. So
also, the stalking video from Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know if you're aware of this. Something tells me that you're not. But there is an investigator, and Gabi had an open aggravated stalking case, and she never turned that video into that investigator. And
see, there's so much, Villain, that I can't possibly know everything, and that's why I even said yesterday, there are some things that I can't speak on because I don't even know anything about it, and I wouldn't want to anyway. Just like, a lady got mad at me yesterday because I wouldn't speak about the photo that she sent. Okay, here's why. Because in order to speak on that photo, I feel like I would have to see the photo, and I don't want to ever see the photo.
100%.
So you see what I'm saying? I will never see the photo. I will never ask to see that photo. So I will never be able to talk about the photo because I don't know what was under that photo. It wasn't. I know. Okay. But I can't say that. So that's why I didn't want to talk about it. It's not because of what's right and what's wrong. It's because I can't say.
I can understand that to a point, but but I do, I understand what you mean, because I didn't see.
And I already speak about it being sent to multiple people. I don't think that should have ever fucking been done.
You know,
ever.
do you know that one of those people lives with an RSO, and that is why that's what I heard. Yeah.
And there was multiple reasons why I wasn't touching that. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. And as for me saying, and I even said this in the live that I was in with a bunch of ladies, I'm not sure if you were there, but I even said that I never talk about children, and I don't. But I do think, and I did feel that there should be conversations about this, and that's why I started having a conversation. Now, just because in the past I've said that I don't talk about children doesn't mean that there might not be an exception to do so.
I understand.
You know? So, but it is what it is. I should not have lumped both of the groups together. I was really, I'll tell you what really fucking set me and unnerved me was the amount of bullying that is happening. Okay. And I understand that I'm not saying Gabi is innocent. I am not.
Yeah.
Okay. And I am not defending. And I know that's what people think it is because I'm coming from a different viewpoint. But the bullying is what made me look into some of the other stuff. The fact that some of the things that are going on right now is awful. It really is. And I have I'm brand new to you guys, right? But I'm not brand new to this app. I've been talking about bullying and cyberbullying for years on this app. All right. I've been doing that before the hate group that's hating on me. You know, I've been talking about that stuff forever. Also just for like, you know, just for you too, because I heard you say this. Can you tell me what hill you're going? I'm being a smart ass, but can you tell me what hill you're dying on so I can attend your funeral? Because
me personally?
Yes, because let me tell you, my mods have been in my ear for 3 weeks on my lives. Gabi was not in my fucking ear. My mods are in a Discord and they talk to me about what they're doing.
I don't think I meant it literally.
Oh, I thought you said you would die on that hill because you know Gabi was in my ear. I'm just saying.
I didn't say that. But
you didn't say that at the beginning of the live?
I don't think I said that.
But I think
that might have been
if she did say something like that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Villain, you're meaning in the fact that you only took what Gabi told you.
Yes.
For truth. That was the only hill that you were riding is just what Gabi said to you.
Listen,
I don't think she literally meant like in your ear. I think
that was misconstrued then because I thought that somebody said that you thought Gabi was in my ear as in my earpiece that I wear.
No.
That's my mods.
No, as in, and I say this because I know the investigator in Cape Coral. He really did kind of believe Gabi as well until he got the other side of things, right? And I think it's unfortunate because I do think that she's using you for something and not giving you, you know, the important stuff. Like,
well, I mean, I don't know if she would be using me. I mean, I reached out to her because she said she wanted to talk to a creator that could maybe.
Do you know, real quick, just real quick, after the last miscarriage, right, which I think if you are in the medical profession, you understand that there would have been an HCG level at that emergency room, correct? Okay, so after I addressed her for that, she came into my box and I offered her, I said, if you want to send me the documents, I will not share them. And if I give you my word, I mean it. But I could have changed the entire thing because if I made a video and I said, hey, I saw the documents and she actually did have a miscarriage, people would have believed me, right? So she didn't take that from me, which is weird why she would do it with you. Instead, what she did was she went to her live and told her live that the caseworker said I called CPS, which I have never done, ever. I understand that there are mandated reporters that are watching this unfold. I understand that they're going to do their jobs.
And they do.
I don't have to, right? So I've never done that. But she said that the caseworker said it was Villain, and it wasn't. Yeah, Villain called CPS. I know. So that's kind of how we got here, right? And I gave her that opportunity. And it would have changed, at least the miscarriage. I could have cleared that up because I really try to maintain the credibility that I have, and I wouldn't risk that if for Gabi. I wouldn't. I also think that like the Darlene thing and the Savannah thing, Savannah's really, that's what she does, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that that's what she does in real life, right? She is that type of advocate in real life. Yeah. So she's just doing what she does in real life for that kid.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you could have, like, you ever hear the thing, you could defend the victim without bashing the accused. That's kind of how I felt about it.
You're right. No, you're right. And the people in the comment section, you're right. I do owe you an apology, and I am going to apologize. I've been here before, though, in groups like this, and even though I'm going to apologize, it's not going to probably be received.
People aren't going to take it. I understand that. I understand.
But I really am being sincere right now. I am sorry for lumping you all together. I talked to somebody this morning that, you know, had opened my eyes to a little bit to there is an active group that really wants the best for Cam. And then there's an active group that really is more on the hating Gabi side and the bullying. And then there's also another group that's way worse than that. So, like, I am going to do my research. People have said I need to do my research. Yeah. I will. I have tried to do my research on, Mouse Potatoes lives. I've been going back and watching some of those. And I have been asking questions when I need to ask questions. But I know you all are new to me, and I know people are going to be like, "Oh, this is an excuse," but it's not. I do have a brain injury
because it happens. It does happen. With me too, when I start covering new people, I go through the same thing. You know,
I do true crime stuff, and I do deep dive down into things, and I mean, I know how to do it, but like, I also, like, what I was getting ready to say is that I do have a brain injury, so I have short-term memory issues, and so I have to write down a lot of stuff, and sometimes I have to reread and read again.
I got it.
And I try to hold myself accountable when I do wrong. I do try to do that.
That's all listen, you probably don't know this about me, but the one thing that I have always been firm on is accountability, because we're human beings and we're supposed to make mistakes, but what we do after that mistake is going to dictate our character. You understand? And if Gabi just answered truthfully, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk if she can't hear me. And listen,
sorry, I can hear you.
Okay. I understand that aspect of it. And I do understand. Listen, I have over 100 emails in my email from women that have been hurt by Gabi's actions. If Gabi honestly took accountability, a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen. And I do not agree with harassment. I tell people, don't even go into her lives. I don't even want people going over there.
That's what I said 2 weeks ago. I said, don't do that. I mean, if you guys are going to stream it somewhere else, then you're going to do that. But like, don't go into the lives and cause more
100%.
hate.
But this is the thing that I'm the one that arranged the blackout. I did that. I created the accounts and people stream her lives, and I did it as like a peaceful protest, right? Because people should have a way to express their disagreement with her actions, right? And it's being done in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? I don't encourage, but however, you can't really dispute the fact that Gabi absolutely makes accounts to troll herself. She absolutely has.
There are people who do that. I know that there are.
So that's the only thing that I ask is just do your research. There are a lot of us that really do just have good intentions. Nobody wants anybody hurt. Nobody wants any of that stuff. So
I also want to apologize for us blocking a bunch of people. The reason why that happened is because I have been literally hated on before. And if you're disrespectful in the comments and you just keep spamming the same question over and over and being so disrespectful, then yeah, you get blocked or muted. And you come back on a different account, try again. That's all I have to say. I mean, it is what it is, but like, don't be so rude nasty on my live and expect me to not block you or whatever. There are some things that we can talk as adults. We don't have to sit and yell and scream and
I agree.
just like people in the chat
to an extent.
Just like the people in the chat, they're saying, AK, but don't you know about the dog abuse? AK, don't you know about this? AK, don't you? No, I don't know everything. How can I know everything that's happened in the last 2 years when I haven't been on 7 hours with the lives every day? This isn't my life.
I'm so the best way that I could, just do your research.
Yeah, and I am taking accountability. I'm saying I am sorry that I lumped everybody together. I'm sorry to Savannah. Savannah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think I was just a good human. I think I was just on. I think that I was just on edge because it seemed like where she was coming from was, okay, AK, you're going to have a live, and whatever you're going to talk about, no, you don't need to talk about that. You need to talk about what I want you to talk about, which is this picture. But now I hope she understands why I don't feel comfortable talking about that picture. One, I'm never going to look at that picture. I'm never going to see that picture.
And you shouldn't. I'm not. That's terrible. Nobody should be sharing that photo unedited because if you do, you are contributing to the problem. Unless it is going to authorities, it needs to stay where it is.
And I have watched them. I've watched them ever since I came on the app and they came on the app. So I don't understand why everybody's discrediting me and what I say about things that I've watched, or that's what makes me just be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about anything at all because it doesn't matter. Even if I say the sky is blue, no, it's not, AK, it's red.
I just think just do your homework, and it really sucks. And I've listened. I said in this live many times, I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. But you, like Kim just said, when I was in your live, I was in one live. I wasn't. It was like a 30-minute live. I didn't stay. You ended and I kept going. But I feel like there's a way to convey information, and the comments were off, and you were it was just a little ruder than I would have been, but.
I've been so harassed lately that I probably was on edge from all that.
That's exactly what I was just going to say, is that I also understand how, if you're in that position, how you could feel attacked and reverse it.
Well, I just have one question, AK. Hi. Hey, villain, what's up? AK, so apparently asking for a box is being rude? What? Because I got blocked last night for asking for a box.
She did say that her mods just cleared them out when they packed
up.
Well,
I would ask for a box and then I get denied, and then I would type in the chat, box please, and I got kicked out.
I'm sorry about that. I honestly can't watch all the comments because when I do, I get knocked off because of my
bad.
I have squirrels.
I didn't know that.
My squirrels will go, and I get so sidetracked really easily, so I can't always watch the chat. That's why I have 8 mods, and they do that for me. And I'm really sorry if you got blocked for just asking for a box. That shouldn't have happened.
I also didn't know your pronouns were they, them.
Yeah, I'm they, them. And that's another thing. You can tell by these people who have hated on me forever. They know my pronouns, and they still call me she. They're not very nice people, but.
Yeah, I don't. That's not something I will do. I didn't know. I really didn't know anything about you before that live yesterday.
So I know, and that's what's really sad, because I've been telling my own story for years on this app, and so now I'm brand new to you all. So now you all, not you particularly, villain, but now people that are coming from this side are looking at my videos, seeing things about me, and now criticizing me for shit that I did years ago. That I'm taking accountability. I've already taken accountability for.
So,
I'm not a victim. You're correct. I'm not a victim, and I'm not acting like I am one. Just not for you. For the chat.
If you wind up watching this replay, because I do post them on my YouTube, I did say I really don't care about your nursing. That's not my. I'm an addict in recovery. I don't judge. That's not something that is going to make a bearing on me. For me, it was more of, saying people did things that I know that they didn't do.
Yeah. And I can see where then people would want to say things about me in my past, but I'm an addict. I've been clean. since February 25th of 22. I got addicted to pills because I had to learn how to walk again. I got injured at my job at a jail. And so they put me on Oxy, and I ended up getting stuck on it. And then I ended up buying it off the street, and I ended up stealing it from my work. It's a story that I have told. I've told it many times. And for people who are brand new to me, to try to make me feel bad for something that happened years ago, that in August, all my felonies are getting wiped clean. I just left I have 2 more therapy appointments. Like, I'm doing the work and changing my life. I am really sorry.
I hope that you get it, because I really do, despite what people think, I really do want to see everybody succeed. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not hateful. I don't wish people bad. I don't do that. Just, I understand that things are a little...
I wasn't telling you all that for a pity party. I was telling you because you guys are brand new to me and you don't know me. And I don't know all of you.
And I appreciate context, especially if it's a situation I don't know about. Unfortunately, I don't know everything else, right? I don't know the history here, and I understand, because people also do that with me. Like, they think they're going to find something on me, they're not. I get that. I don't want to get into the laundry list of things that she has or hasn't done. That's really not my intention. I just want people to know that there's more than what was said.
And all I want to say, just really quick, because I've got to...
Yeah, Darlene, you could speak.
No. I just wanted to say, like, AK, the only thing that got me was that my name, you brought up my name. You know, you said when the whole Great Wolf Lodge thing said, where were you, Monique? Where were you, Darlene? I know that you don't know me personally, and I know you got my name from Gabi. Totally understandable. But the problem is you don't know on the back end what has happened and transpired. Yes, I have gone when there was an incident where she was O+Ding on a live with children, not only her son, but another child there. And we were extremely concerned that that child took too much medication, because Gabi was she herself was, at least presenting that there was something going on with her. So I did what I thought, being very close to, the area, because I live in the same area. I thought I would do the right thing by going to make sure that the EMTs there knew that there was a child that possibly needed to be checked too. Because me personally, as a mother and a woman that my husband coaches youth football and I've helped coach the whole 9 yards, if something happened to a child and I could have prevented it, I could not live with myself.
I agree with that.
I could not at all. And I know that people say, oh, I could have called and everything. But listen, so many calls have been made about Gabi to Cape Coral PD that a lot of times they dismiss sometimes.
Last week, when she was in what appeared to be Adderall-induced psychosis, they would not go. They weren't going to go. When she was talking to her son about death, etc., they weren't going to go. And that is a problem.
And so I didn't go to her door. I didn't even get out of my vehicle. I was on a public road.
Correct.
Aaron then came, and you can go back there. All the lives are there and everything. Aaron tried spewing that I was live streaming in front of their house, which I never did. I have plenty of witnesses. I mean, Villain knows too. I was not. It's all there to be shown, the facts. I did not do any of that. Aaron then said that he got my license plate number and was going to have somebody illegally run that plate. The next day, he automatically knew what my name was. He knew my husband's name. They knew where I lived, which is all public record, fine and dandy. But if Gabi wants to talk about stalking and everything, I have small children too. So now you're putting that on your public platform and saying all these things about
hints about the situation
and giving hints about where I live. And then furthermore, she then threatened me with a pew-pew on a live. Everybody heard it. I didn't even hear it. I was in bed sleeping and people tell me about this. Yeah. She went on for hours in a psychosis in her garage, spewing so much hate about me and kept saying my name and everything else. But then she turns around and lies to her chat saying that I was at her door twice and that she has me on camera, never proved, never showed that camera footage because I was never there. Then I held a live on my own, this page, I held a live in my house, in my living room, She came on later that night and said, I was at the park that her and her child was at. So the things that Gabi like says that, you know, I would do, you know, some of these other people, I can't speak their names because I don't know. But for me in particular, the things that she says that I'm doing or that we're doing to her, she's reversing it and she's doing it actually to me. Because now at this point, she's putting my child in danger because I don't go over to her house. And I've made the comment, yeah, I have to pass by her area because my aunt lives over there. And there's nothing wrong with that. I live in the same area. But the only time I went over there was a concern for a child, because that is all that I've ever said is I don't care if Gabi, you know, gets on and she dances around. Do we, you know, is it kind of funny sometimes? Is it kind of obnoxious? Yes, everyone has their opinions. But the only thing that I care about is those children in her care, because I would not be able to live with myself if something happened. And especially me being that close to the, you know, to the area to where she's at. That's it. But for her to say, and then like, you know, when you brought it up, and I know that you were just being, you know, given the information from Gabi, but to say that, to insinuate that I was at Great Wolf Lodge, I was like, wait a minute, like I've even passed over to the investigator. Here's my Life 360. We have tracking on us. I pay the $100 a year because I have a kid that drives.
Of course.
Like I will give you, I have nothing to hide. And that's the problem is Gabi goes on her lives and she says, oh, I have you on camera, Darlene. I have you on camera. Like, but she doesn't show any of that, but she insinuates to all these people watching her that I was there. And you know, because you've been in similar situations, people will run with that and they will believe that.
Yep.
And that's the problem that I have. Like, I don't go over to her house. I don't care to go over her house unless there is there's an immediate danger to that child. And like I said, the only reason why I got in my vehicle and went over there is because, unfortunately, Cape Coral PD has had enough because they've gotten multiple calls about this woman over the past, she's been here for almost 2 years now. They've gotten multiple calls. And they don't know anymore what is fact and what's fiction and what to believe and what not to believe. So that is it. And that's all I wanted you to know before you, you know, brought my name in. I didn't even know who you were.
Right.
I might have seen you on my FYP page and maybe I've like, you know, watched a little bit and whatever the case, but you and I have never had an interaction. So I was just taken back by, and like I said, I know that Gabi was giving you the information, but as an adult.
Can I say something about that though?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to say I'm really sorry for blurting your name out there and saying what I said, and I'm going to tell you why I said it, but I am sorry that I did that. Okay, Gabi did not tell me anything about you, and everything that you just told me is fresh, brand new information. I didn't know you went to her house. I didn't know all that stuff. That's brand new. Now, Gabi did give me the name of Monique because I asked her who all lived around there, and she did give me that name. But your name was given to me by somebody completely different, so I just do want to set that record straight. I didn't know any of what you just told me until you just told me that. Okay. So Gabi really didn't say your name. I don't know what your history with her other than what you just told me. I don't know anything about your history with her. But
well, and see, and that's the thing. And I don't need to know who the person is, but there are a lot of people that follow, and you know this because you've already now admitted that, you know, there are different groups, but there is a group, and it
wasn't malicious though. It was the reason why they told me your name is because I said, who lives around Gabi that you know of? And then your name came out. It was not a malicious thing. Nobody said that Darlene did it. All I said when I said your guys' names, I said, well, everybody thinks it's Dani, but Dani wasn't there. Where was Monique? Where was Darlene? Yeah. They live around there. That was what I was trying to make the point. I wasn't trying to accuse you, and I am very sorry that it came out that way because I am abrasive sometimes, okay? So I do apologize, but that was my thinking around all of that. That's not, so how it came out wasn't how I wanted it to be delivered. Right?
And that's okay, because I get it, because Villain knows I can come hot and heavy too. You can ask a lot of people. I can come.
I mean, Bish is in my name.
I mean, I do. I say my name is Darlene MF, you know, like I can come that, and I have, but I will be the one to come back and be like, I'm sorry. I let my emotions come. That is just my nature that I blame on my father. That's the Polish in me. I spew really quick, but that's the only thing that I was taken back. And like I said, it doesn't matter who said it. It's just, to me, I was just like, wait a minute. Like,
yeah, it wasn't malicious. Mm-hmm. And I didn't say, who could do this? I said, who lives around her?
Lives around
yeah,
that's what you said.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to know, because it could be honestly, if there really is a stalker, it could be anybody that's around the area that knows about the situation. And so that's what I was thinking, because in my true crime brain, I was like, who lives around there? Like, so that was where I was coming from. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Okay.
No, and I understand. And I get that because listen, my husband and I are true crime junkies. One of my very good friends does the podcast for the true crime here in Lee County. I'm very, very diverse with that. So no, I get it. The first people you're going to look at is the closest. Obviously nobody's traveling, from, Indiana and is going to come down here and spend all that time.
Exactly.
I get that. And,
I'm
and I
going to be
understand
completely
that.
honest. Nobody is catching a charge for Gabi.
No.
Nobody.
Well, the way I looked at it too is like, Gabby's not famous. I'm not famous.
No.
Like,
None of us are.
Yeah. We might be popular on TikTok maybe for the wrong reasons or the right reasons, whatever. But like, we're not famous people. So to me, for somebody that would do a stalking thing, it would probably be somebody like that's a hater or whatever.
I get it. But that's where like logical brain would come in. Would somebody really do that? Possibly, but none of us. Another thing, really quick, that you should probably know is that I have not come across one person that is in that Telegram group. Not one person. I've been asking for, it's got to be maybe over a week now. People will come to me and tell me, hey, Marg, I'm in Reddit. That's my real name is Margaret. Hey, Marg, I'm in Reddit. Thank you. Do you want me to get this? People come and offer me shit all the time. Not one person has come to me in that Telegram group.
So I have the link to it, but I don't want to log into it. I don't want to go in there.
Well, but
like, how many people's in there?
But we don't know. And here's what you should know about that too. So obviously everybody knows there's a Reddit page on both Gabi and Dani. That Reddit
I'm on it now. Yeah, I know about it.
Well, listen, everyone, I'm sure there's Reddit pages about, anyone, if you've got any type of, it is what it is, right? Who cares? So we know that that's there, but that Reddit page, Gabi was trying to get taken down. That Reddit page went private. The minute pretty much that went private, Gabi's the one that told all of us about that Telegram.
Yep.
Nobody had like the ones that like follow her, like all 2,000 people over 2,000 people in here. We didn't know about that Telegram until Gabi told us about it on her live. And I can say, like, I don't know if Feisty, she might be in here, but Feisty was even the one to say, don't go in that. Like, don't put yourself in there, because what Gabi was reading, because all we can take is for what Gabi's saying, correct? Because none of us are in there. So she was crying and saying that they were saying very vile things about her son, about, Aaron, all the things. Even Feisty said, do not link yourself in there, because if there's some vile, nasty stuff going on that could be illegal, don't put yourself in that situation. That goes to show you, and villain too. So that goes to show you that if these larger, creators that are following this are telling you not to go in there, then it's none of us that, obviously created it.
Right.
So that's our only thing with that Telegram is like, we didn't even know about it. I don't want to go in there because
I don't want my name associated in that group. So
100%, that's how we all think.
I don't know how, I've only been in Telegram one time and I signed in as myself, and I didn't know if I hit that link, if it would just sign me back in as my name.
Can I ask you a question? How did G get the link to get in there?
Yes.
Do I really have to answer that question?
How could G get the link, but I can't get the link? You don't find that strange?
I don't know much about how the Telegram shit's set up, so I'm pretty Telegram dumb.
Yeah.
So the only thing I know about Telegram, and listen, I used to work on local radio, and we set one up because it was very easy, because a lot of people are a little, weird about giving telephone numbers. Totally understand that. Yep, totally understand that. But we wanted to give our listeners a way to be able to get updates, because we did giveaways, yada, yada, all the things. So I was the one that created the Telegram. And you can make it to where the Telegram is only our page could comment. We were the only ones that were allowed to put in there.
But you have to be sent a link to get in.
You do, yes. You have to be sent a link. I took the link and I put it over on all of our social media platforms, so that way people can be joined.
None of us have the link, but G has the link.
So you either have to be in there, or you have to be given the invite to or create it, obviously, to be able to have that link.
I'm gonna find not one person can give me the link. That's weird. No way. I'm not buying it.
So that's my only thing with that. And, that's why when that telegram came up, I was like, ooh, like this can be, I'm staying clear away from that because I already know how
I
that
just don't want
stuff
to be
goes.
associated with that. I saw screenshots of what's in the telegram, and I didn't want to be associated with anything that's like that. So that's why I was like, I'm not clicking on the link.
And that's why Villain and Feisty both, because they have such huge platforms. They told everybody, do not associate yourself with that, because God forbid there was something in there or something, God forbid, did happen. Don't link yourself into that. It's not worth trying to get the latest little scoop, or that shit's not worth it.
I mean, I would also like to know if anybody is in that Telegram group.
Yeah, it's interesting that none of us, right? Because we're the haters. So
I kind of would like to know, because some of that stuff is the reason why I went on and on about the bullying. So I really would like to know.
So if you're watching this on a replay, please contact me if you're in that group. Nobody's contacted me yet. We've probably been talking about it for over a week. Y'all could put the comments back on because I'm going to wrap up anyway. I've been asking and nobody's come to me yet. So, but if you were in that group, contact me. I need to talk to you because I don't, and it sucks, right? Because when you're known to do these things yourself, right? People don't believe you. And it's sad. Yeah. But if somebody, if they're in there, they'll contact me. I'll figure it out. Oh, the lawnmower. Y'all, listen to me. I don't want to do this all day. This phone is dying. But
mine is too.
That's another one. The lawnmower is a big one. That's why she went away and came back. I turned the comments off because there's too much I don't know about the situations being discussed. And just for me, if it's something that I don't know about, I'm not going to give it a chance to be spread on my platform because I'm responsible for it.
So I'm going to pop down. AK, thank you. I mean, this is what I was trying to, I was going to pop in your box. I'm sorry, 1 a.m. I was fried last night. I was done. But I just wanted to come in and, I was in your chat. And like I said, you don't know me. I don't know you. Now we kind of know a little bit. It's all good. All I can say is just next time, because, if you said you followed them for a while, they're very good at manipulation and pushing what their narrative is without giving 100% the truth, right?
But unfortunately, you'll do your research now. Because I believe that you probably realized that you made a mistake and you're going to want to know for sure. So you'll look into it now for sure, 100%.
And like I said, I appreciate you, coming up here, being, the bigger person and, saying, hey, my bad. And, I do. I know a lot of people are going to say, no, don't listen to her. I'm not that kind of person. You'll learn that. I form my own opinions. I'm not a group. I am me. I'm Darlene. And my opinion is the only one for me that matters. Yes, I'll take into consideration, but I make sure that there's truth behind what's being said, because just like you've said, and we've all said, there are people on here. There's people that are spewing hate about me. Good for it. Go for it. Have fun. I don't look for it, and you can do that. My whole thing is because I was bullied too. I totally get it. I was bullied as a kid. Yeah, if that means that you're putting the hate on me and you're bullying me and you're taking your focus on me and you're leaving somebody that can't handle it alone, I'm okay with that. I'll be the punching bag for somebody. I'm okay. But I just wanted you to know, the kind of the realm of where I fit into this situation, because obviously that's what I can talk about because it's me.
It involves you.
It's me. That's all I wanted you to know. A lot of people say I shouldn't have went over there. They can have their opinions. I went over there again one time, and it was only out of concern for a minor child that when she was live, and you can go find it. It was the beginning of this month. It was Mouse Potatoes got it on there. Erin called the ambulance because she was O+D'ing. And I was concerned. Yeah, that was the only time that I have ever gone, quote unquote, real life on this app. And I thought it was justified. And there's only one person that can judge me on that if it wasn't justified. And that's the man upstairs. And I'll deal with him when my time comes to go home. But I was not going to just sit back and let that happen. Nobody forced me. Nobody told me. There's a lot of people that say that Feisty told me to go. No, she did not. I will say that till my last breath. She never told me to go there. She never paid me. Nobody paid me to go over there. Nothing like that. That was all coming out of my heart and my concern. Because like I said, I've worked with children for almost my whole, my whole adult life. I could not just sit back while that was happening. And that was it. But she has lied on me, and she's, said that I've been there multiple times, which there is no proof. And she, that's just how she is. And that's all I wanted you to know.
Gabi, what's good?
Villain. Guess who I just got off the phone with?
What?
My probation officer. He said that Miss Anna and Miss Nicole called him again today, and he just wanted to let me know that they had called from Pennsylvania and Ohio, and he was just checking on me since the last time that we had spoke to find out if I had been given a court date. So yes, Anna and Nicole, I've been given a court date, honey. And you both look nuttier than a fucking fruitcake. It's not going to work, babes. It's not going to work. Because, see, I'm not breaking the law. You guys are breaking the law daily. So, see, you can't get someone sent to prison or sent back to prison when they're not breaking the law.
Amen. People were calling my probation officer too, honey. I get that. Amen. Amen.
Oh, these people are off TikTok.
Real life.
Jealous.
I don't know who PPP is, but there is no box requests. So I can't help you.
But yeah, nice try, Anna and Nicole, but it's not going to work, honey, because again, you have to break the law to get in trouble, and that's what you guys are doing. And to admit that you talked to my neighbor to get them to film me, which is worse, Anna? Is it that you placed a trail cam on my property, or that you claim you talked to my 70-year-old neighbor? Because my 70-year-old neighbor doesn't even know how to work his phone.
Right.
Hey, villain.
Yes.
Villain.
Better
I'm
luck
gonna
next
pop down
time.
because I'm going to pop down because
I'm going to pop down because this person's going to tell a lot of truth
no, she's
that I
not.
have
She's
proof of
misleading.
with my own words, and I can't
Something
handle
real
that.
fast, just because I was here first. Can I say something real quick? Never mind. I want to say something real quick. With a platform comes responsibility, and with a platform comes responsibility, and it comes to be reckless when you do things without truly digging and doing your research, and we all know this, and I know that we can take responsibility whenever we do that. I've done it. I have done it when I was very new. I have done it, and I regretted it immensely.
Notice she left, y'all. I want you to pay attention to this. Listen, I have very important information that you all need to know. In December, there was an account called the Sassy Potato.
What's going on? What's happening?
AK left because I have a lot of truth to tell. In December, there was an account called the Sassy Potato, and AK thought that that was Dani or Gabi because the teeth looked the same. AK said that they didn't know Gabi, but that the teeth looked the same and that they were going to talk to Dani because they knew Dani.
What is going on?
Your mod kept kicking me. It said moderator kicked. It's not because I left on purpose. And I'm just wanting to tell you, the woman that's in the box below me is called my probation officer.
Yep, I sure did, because you doxed me and my 21-year-old daughter, and I have all video evidence proof on my page.
This has been a hate group.
You guys, you can all go check my page. I have video evidence of AK admitting she doxed me. I also have receipts of the text messages.
The definition of doxing.
I also have receipts of the text messages of AK telling Mary Habel to put my government name out there as well as my maiden name.
I did not. That's not what
I have all the proof on my page and in AK's own words. AK also apologized to me 3 separate times and then dirty deleted.
Okay, I won't do this right here because this is the
I know. Yeah, I won't.
AK demanded,
this has nothing to do with
demanded somebody to go take my account down. AK demanded and for
Hey,
somebody.
Paul, do you want to know the truth? Okay, I'm ready to tell the truth about Paul and his husband. You're ready, Paul, because I'm about to tell you.
Listen.
No, because these people harass me all the time. I won't do it on your platform.
I haven't harassed
but I'm
AK
not
at all.
going to do
AK
it.
went real life and had people call my husband's job.
Okay, I don't know anything. Y'all, no more. I don't know enough about it to do that. I don't know. It's a situation that looks real deep, okay? And I don't know enough to choose what's going on here. Okay? And I can't do things like that. Let me explain to you why. Right. Thank you, Fuzz. Because in the position that I'm in, if I take the wrong side of a situation, it's a bad look. And I legitimately shut the boxes down no more. I literally did this live. Oh, I had him. Yeah. Thank you. All right, listen. I did this live saying how she did that live misinformed. Okay? I can't do that if I just talked about it. I can't do that. I have to do the homework. Okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to silence anybody and this shit. I don't know enough about it to insert myself into that conversation. Okay? Now, if you want to talk to us privately and we can have a conversation and I can dig into it, but unfortunately, if I don't, I can't do that, because then I'm just doing exactly what I just talked about. That's not right. That's not fair. It's not right. And I told myself a really long time ago that I was going to stop getting involved in betweens. I know. And we're going to end on this note. It was, hey, I need coffee. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, today was a lot. Today was a lot. It was a lot. I'm sorry. I apologize. I am tapping out, bitch. Hey. Yes, thank you. I gotta screenshot it. My phone's dying. I appreciate y'all. This was a long one. I know that's right. I know that's right. That's crazy. I don't know anything about that. I just gotta crazy all though. Chick crazy.
Chick and a plate of shot.
How long have I been live?
My chick. Yeah, boy, that's my girl.
No. You're not voting for president over here.
World.
I know. I'm not with that stuff. Too much. Yes, I appreciate y'all. It will be on YouTube. $2.5 hours? Not bad. That's not bad. Some of y'all been tapping the entire time. Just, I know the fingers gotta be, no. No, I never had a million before. Oh, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be confused for the next 3 days. Yes, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Oh, y'all. I know, I was like, Good job, guys. I appreciate y'all. That must be when the live didn't go down. I know, I appreciate y'all. Yes. Hey. I appreciate y'all. Today was the doozy. I might take the next couple of days off. I appreciate y'all. I know you did. I know y'all did. I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Don't be a piece of shit tonight. Sounds so trivial to say right now, right? I appreciate y'all. I will get it up. It might take a while. Oh, here's a good one.
Monster on the beat, ho, deep,
yeah.
nigga, he a freak, though. Man, damn, call her ambulance, tell him,
don't be a piece of shit today,
to the cross,
okay?
he walk around like
Just get all the facts before you start. Babs, I'm sure you're punching the air right now.
How many options you really got? I mean, it's
that sucks for you, but let me tell you a secret.
I'm John Stockton.
Giving somebody a half-ass narrative is never going to stand against the truth. Ever. Okay? Lying to somebody, intentionally misleading them in order to be a mouthpiece for you is never going to be, it's never going to stand against the truth.
Any bitch that talk to him and they in love.
So, better luck next time. You know, it really sucks for you because I think that mouthpiece is no longer doing it. Right. I hope everybody has a good day. I appreciate everybody. I'm sorry for the madness in the box. It's normally not that bad. And I appreciate y'all for that. That's probably the real reason why this live stayed up. Right. Have a good night. Except everybody except you, Mama. You know, you stay with the trash bags. You're not like us. You can't hang out here. Is that clear? Did she get blocked? If not, y'all could block her from a muted account. I don't care. You're not able to come back here. You could watch on YouTube where I get paid for the views. Okay? Everybody else, have a good day.